welcome to another edition of Political Circult on AYOGEN TV. This is where we discuss national issues that is embedded in the development of the country. Today, here with me in studio is a public commentator, David. David Ajiboye, good morning. You are welcome to Political Circult.
HP, thank you for having me.
Today we'll be discussing much about youth in politics, and we will actually touch down on every sector. We'll touch down on PDP, APC, and happenings around the political circuit of the country. But then before we go, let me just bring this to our viewers at home and notice you can always watch us on our Facebook, our YouTube, on our Instagram, all our social media handles. Just click, just type AYOGEN links, and you will see us live. We are always live whenever we are having our programs. And when you go to our YouTube, just subscribe and click on that short, small bell to get notified on every of our programs. Once you click on that button, you will get notified on every of our programs. Like I said, today's topic is youth in politics. Until then, I'm Adewuse Oladeji Habib. David, youth in politics. We could see what is really happens. And during the former reign of the former Senate President Bukola Saraki, they passed not too young to run bills. Yes. But ever since then, let me say it is just in the state parliament we've seen some youths taking the mantle of leadership. We have in Plateau State, we have in Oyo State, we have in some other states like that even the youth is currently the Speaker of the House of Assembly. But now, it's another ball game entirely. We've not been seeing much of youths in politics. What do you think has actually metamorphosed in it that youths have not been participating in politics?
Okay, thank you once again, HP, for having me. I will actually say it's actually a good thing in Nigeria at the moment that youths are coming out. But the fact that youths are not actually in the limelight, let me use the word limelight, like generally where they could be seen when it comes to presidential stuff, governorship and the likes, we have different factors leading to that. First, I would say the godfatherism stuff is one important factor. In what sense? You know, as youth, we've seen things that have been affecting our nation generally, that we don't want to be controlled by a particular person, and that's why we're actually coming out. Now, if a youth comes out and is like, yes, I want to be a governor, definitely we don't want anybody to control him. He want to have his own say on the government generally. But the type of Nigeria we're having now is the type of Nigeria whereby there's this set of people that commands, that at the back seat, they are behind the scene. And you know, as youth, you have this ego there. You wouldn't want anybody like to be there to control you at a particular point where the people need you most. You know, sometimes you want to take a particular action, and the behind the scene people will be like, no, you shouldn't take this. Youth generally wouldn't like that. Also, financial issues is making our youth not coming out to limelight. You know, you can't compare the collection of form, the amount you're collecting for the form of the State House of Assembly and National House of Assembly to that of the form you're going to collect for governorship elections or presidential elections. Youth at this point in time, they are not financially capable. And to obtain the form. And if they are going to be financially capable, they have to seek help. And this is actually a deterrent to our youth at the moment, not coming up. And again, some of our youth, they believe, like, you know, when you get there, there's this inferior complex that, fine, I'll get there, but people be like, what do you want to do as a youth? What can a young boy like you do there? So these are actually things that actually weigh our youth down and not making them contribute or come out to the limelight of politics generally in Nigeria.
Okay, David, I would like to ask you these simple questions. During the course of your discussion, you said something about godfatherism, about in politics of today, the Nigerians, godfatherism can never be eradicated because, you see, to my own little understanding about godfatherism, these are people who gave you power, who empowered you, because it is not everybody that understands the nitty-gritty of politics. Mm-hmm. Some people have to actually get you in this game, in this ball game. Then they have you just have to subject yourself to them. So if you don't have anyone to guide you to be at the apex seat, how do you intend to be in that seat?
Okay, I'll actually cut in there. It's a different thing to guide and to control somebody. It's two different things. Once you are guiding somebody, you are putting the person through the normal routes the person ought to go. But when you are controlling somebody, that is, you are extending your power completely over the person. So even the person's will won't be done. Now, at this point, youth, they only want to be guided. They are not forgetting the fact that, yes, they need to be guided by people in the government, people that have been in the government, in the political power for more than 30, 40 years. They are not denying the fact. But the only thing there is they don't want to be controlled. Fine, you said it can't be eradicated, but at the same time, it can be controlled to some extent. God federalism stuff is actually an issue we've been battling right from the beginning of our independence since 1960, even up to this present moment. So there's difference between guide and control. Our youth can only be guided and not be controlled.
Okay, David said the youth can only be guided, cannot be controlled to some extent. And now, like you said, that youths are financially, they are not capable. But let's take a look at some things that youth are actually engaged in. And majority of youths, let me say, like you said, finance, they don't have source of incomes and the likes. Should this be blamed on the government or the youth in particular?
When it comes to financial capability, first, it depends on the type of job you are doing. You don't expect me, fine, I'm having the aspiration to become a governor of a particular state, and I'm a civil servant, and I'm collecting 100,000 naira per month. You don't expect me as a person now with that type of salary to be running for a post of something like 25 million and above. How do I get that? So definitely, we can actually say it's on the side of the youth, because the youth must cut his cloth according to his size. So you don't expect him to be earning 100,000 to be good, even with the aspiration. If the care is not taken, the aspiration is going to die down. You can't expect him to be earning 100,000 and should be looking for something like 25 million. How does he get that? Now, on the side of the government, we have this set of youths that are actually capable, but the money they actually invest on something else, they can actually invest on these youths. If they are really determined that, yes, we want the youth to get there, they can actually invest in these youths, help them get this nominations form or anything, and let them get there and do what they can do positively in Nigeria.
Okay, now, like you said, presently we could see that all political party has raised eyebrows on the APC presidential nominations form, which is stated at 100 million nairas, and so far so good. Checking through the list of aspirants from APC, which the screening will commence on Thursday. Let me just take this from the Punch, the Vanguard newspaper. The ruling All Progressive Congress APC on Tuesday ended its sales of nomination and expression of interest form with fewer than 25 aspirants jostling for its presidential ticket. Although the Directorate of Organization was still computing the figures of aspirants, including those who pick forms in their state as of press time, the Vanguard gathered that there are at least 105 governorship aspirants and nearly 1,000 National Assembly aspirants, more than 1,500 aspirants for the State House of Assembly, submitting his form on Tuesday at the International Conference Center, ICC, Abuja. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu urged stakeholders to cede the APC presidential ticket to the South, on why the recent meeting of some Southwest APC leaders with some presidential aspirants from the zone did not result into a consensus arrangement. The governor said that is unfair for you to say we did not arrive at the consensus. You should have asked what was the objective. Did we achieve the objective of that meeting? The answer is yes. We needed to have ourselves in the rooms, locked up ourselves and have frank conversations, which was exactly what we did. Are we going to have further conversation with the leadership? Yes, I believe so. We are not fed up while we were sincere with ourselves, and we hope that in future engagements, all the aspirants we have in our region will come to pass. When asked about zoning, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the Southwest deserve the presidential ticket. I think we believe so, and I think that is what is fair, that is what is just, but it is really about Nigerian. Their aspirants everywhere, and there are so many qualified people. But for equity and fairness we have in our countries, I think it is just morally fair that it goes to that part in Southwest. It's top notch on that. We believe that our positions from those meetings are very, and everybody must consider is stated, and that is Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu giving his own praise ideas on the outcome of the meeting of the Southwest APC leaders, which have in attendance the former governor of Lagos State, Governor Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the former governor of Osun State, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, the present governor, Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola, the former deputy governor for your state, Moses Adeyemo Alake. At the meeting, was convened by Chief Bisi Akande and Chief Olusegun Oshobat. Dignitaries like the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria was in attendance, Yemin Osinbajo, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and every other dignitaries, Fayemi and the likes, were in that meeting, and which the outcome of the meeting is yet to be known, and Sanwo-Olu is letting the world knows that they had an agreement in that meeting. David, and now that we have the not too young to run bills passed during the previous administration of former Senate President Bukola Saraki, now should we say APC is practicing not too young to roll bills, which was passed, because an average youth cannot avoid to buy this presidential nomination form?
Starting again, I would actually say it's actually a good step toward achieving something great, most especially the youth participating in politics. But at the same time, this money involved is very, very humongous. It's enormous, 100 million naira. How do you expect these youths to get it? Fine, it's as if you are using you are playing a card. Now you want them to get involved in politics, but at the same time, you are pushing them back financially. Now, Yule Dioche, a popular Nollywood actor, as of 2-3 weeks ago, was actually practically begging Nigerians to help him get the nomination form, mainly because he has aspiration. And this person is actually a known person, and he doesn't even have the capability of getting 100 million naira. So,
but don't be surprised, 20 aspirants have already obtained this form. We have the likes of the former governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi, which presumed to be a youth. We have Ebonyi State Governor David Umaya. We have Senator Road Charles Okorocha. We have Minister of State for Education Uchuemeka Nwajuba. We have Mrs. Uju Kenede. That was the only female aspirant we have. We have Pastor Tunde Bakaro, the Vice President Yemi Oshibajo. We have Nicholas Felix, Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi. We have Minister of Transportation, which is Rotimi Amechi. We have former Senate President Ken Nnamani. We have Minister of Labor and Productivity, which is Chris Ngige. The Jigawa State Governor, Abubakar Badaur. The ex-speaker, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dimeji Bankole from Ogun State. According to information, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele, Senator Ajayi Boroface of Ondo State, Senator Ibukunle Amosuns, Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Ogboni Naya Onon, and the FDB President, Akinwumi Adesina. Don't you think if these 20 people can avoid to buy the 100 million nomination form, why not youths?
First, look at the circle of people that have collected this form. They've been in the government for not 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, and they've taken part and enjoyed the national cake there. So you don't expect them to just be like, fine, how much is 100 million to them? They are going to. Do you want to compare a governor who has been in government for a good 8 years?
But those governors are not, their salary are not up to 100 million naira.
Now,
you could see the president himself. If we calculate the 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari, his salary enough is not up to 100 million naira.
Are you telling me now that their salary is only what they are collecting in government?
As a government officials, they should be based on salary.
You don't expect, we both know salary, it's not only the salary they are living on. Some of them actually have their own enterprise. Some of them collect allowances. And this summing up together, they are getting far more than 100 million.
So they definitely the allowance and the salary getting, they are not spending it.
Aside from allowances, these guys have different, according to what I said, they have different enterprises. Do you want to compare a person that has 2-3 companies, not in Nigeria, abroad, and have served in the government for more than 8 years, having even companies here in Nigeria, having a share in the oil company, to a kind of youth that even before he got a job, it's by grace, and even after getting the job, he's earning nothing less than 100,000.
David, I'm getting too confused here. Who are the youths? At what age should we be expecting a youth to get involved in politics? Because the present governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Governor Yaya Bello, actually labeled himself as a youth.
First, when Yaya Bello came on board as the governor, I was actually happy, and I was like, yes, this is a step to greatness, because in other words, he actually encouraged youth, and that's what I've been propelling youth to come out. The age is not the barrier; it's about the determination in you. Fine, we have the age whereby Nigeria, before you can run for a governorship, you have to be 35 years and above. For the president, 40 and above. Now, it's not about the age barrier now. I've said earlier, different things are making the youth step down, not to pursue their political career, which I've said earlier, financial issues, godfatherism, and the likes. Now, it's not about the age. The age is not the barrier at all. The age isn't the barrier. Coming to the set of people gaining this form, and those who are not, look at them. Their circle is the kind of people that are rich. They have enterprises outside of Nigeria. They've been in the government for years.
Then how do youth make a difference in this governance? How do youth will make a difference in this governance? Because if we have the not too young to run bill being passed, and youth are not enjoying the dividends of this democracy, and because I could recall that even our present president, Muhammadu Buhari, served as the then military president at the age of let me say 33,
yes.
At the youth age, the same as Murtala Muhammad. We have all these generals, they serve at youth age. What is the problem of youth nowadays? What do you think is the problem of youth nowadays?
I won't actually say it's a problem, mainly because of what we are still having youth out there that want to come out, bring out their aspiration and achieve it. It's not about they having problem or not. I would actually say and advise that the youth should be given the opportunity financially, to be very precise. Financially, they need to be given the opportunity to come out there and show what they can do. These youth, we have youths that are out there handling things perfectly. Look at our former general, Yakubu Gowon. He came on board at the age of 29 and he actually handled Nigeria very well. Even up to some people are reckoning with him. They gave him the opportunity to be there. And same thing to our contemporary times. We need to give this set of youth, this set of people that are youth, the opportunity financially, morally, everything they need to get there. It's not about something is stopping them or they're having a problem. No. It's the same problem we've been facing over the years. It's still the same thing we are facing. Now they gave them the past they've been not too young to rule. At the same time, you are giving a type of nomination form of 100 million. How do you expect them to meet up? It's not done. It's not.
Okay, so now, how do we encourage youths to take part in politics? Because aside these morning of 18 monetary times, youths have, let me say, they've written on their minds of politics. What do you think the youth needs to do? Aside we having our PVC, because we know that getting your permanent voter's card is very crucial in determining who will lead the hems of affairs. But aside having PVC and the likes, what are the things youth needs to put in place to get involved in politics?
Yeah, we as youth are the set of people that can liberate ourselves. Aside from PVC, proper orientation matters. Some people have actually written their minds off that, no, these are the set of people that are going to enter again. If a proper orientation is put in place.
Please, yes.
Yes, we youth giving ourselves a proper orientation, going to places, organizing orientation from state to state. Definitely, out of 100 people, we are going to see more than 20 people that will be like, yes, what you are saying is true. Their mind will be switched.
Okay, now. If truly their mind will be switched, why can't these people, like you said, that, you know, I can't add what you said as regards godfatherism. Why can't all these godfatherism pick up a youth, sponsor the youth, and let's see what youth is capable? We could see in France, the France president is doing exceptionally well and is a youth. Why can't we have that in this country?
First and foremost, you can't compare European type of mentality.
And don't forget, you said our former military president Yakubu Gowon, which is also a Nigerian, did well when he was youth.
First, that was actually under the military set of government. Now, you can't actually compare the European mentality, the European type of government, to the type of government we are practicing in Nigeria now. Godfatherism, you don't expect them to just go and pick somebody. Even as a youth, if you are going to work with your godfather, it's a step, it's a process. At the long run, you need to get to a certain stage where you are going to even have the opportunity to step up. It's not as if you just, yes, I'm his godson, he's going to put me there. No, it's a process for them. So it's not the godfather, even if they are willing to. Even godfathers are even the one that want to go into the offices now. They want to go there, take part, and not giving their godsons the chance. So I hope God touches their mind and give these godsons the chance to showcase what they can do. It's not a must for them to start with governorship something. Starting from National Assembly, starting from the State House of Assembly, starting from the House of Representatives.
Let me take you far back. In your state presently, the House of Assembly is quite dominated by young child.
Yes.
And should I say back then the nomination form is not that huge that these people can actually avoid to get these nomination forms in the contest, and they want the seats to represent their people. If we're having this kind of thing, should we, like you said, that money, the financial status is the problem. How can the government, how can the present youth help the youth that is coming behind them to rectify the issue of this financial status quo?
Starting, you said earlier that we have youth representing in the state houses and likes. Before something like that can be done, it needs to be passed in the House of Representatives or Senate. It's the youth there that we have to work seriously on that. You know, as of, if I could remember very well, as of 2018, when this bill was passed, the nomination form of APC was 55 million, and mainly because of this bill, it was brought down to 45 million. The youth in the House need to kind of speak or work on a bill again for the political parties alongside with INEC, for them to give a specific amount, not a amount that is going to be humongous, that is going to turn people away from contesting and showcasing what they can actually do for Nigeria as a whole. For instance, if INEC, alongside the National Assembly, works on a type of amount that is going to come down, something that even people can gather and, like, yes, let's sponsor this person. You don't expect people now to just gather and say they want to sponsor a person that is going to take a form of 100 million. If they can bring it down to like 30, 20 million, this is something that people in Nigeria that actually have likewise interest.
And the thing is, it is the APC that sponsored these Are Not Too Young to Rule bills, and now it is the APC that is coming up with 100 million naira for presidential nominations form. Should we say the APC is no more the highs of the youths? They are now after their pockets.
I won't actually say they are after their pockets generally, because before they can actually do something like that, they will have had something in mind for the youth. It's not as if they actually put in 100 million to actually restrain you. But according to what I said, it's actually like a game. You actually sponsored the bill, made it move until it was actually approved. And now you are putting a kind of a sanction of 100 million on it. It's as if you are pushing them backward indirectly. This thing is actually for those who are wise to understand. If you are not wise enough, you won't understand this game. It's a card already. If you can't play your cards well, because I don't know where a Nigerian youth working very well would get 100 million. I don't think so. I don't know. So I won't say the APC are actually doing bad or doing good on the fact that they are putting 100 million. But I think this 100 million need to be checked and brought down to the level so that youth can actually partake generally.
You know, like I said, they have the nominations form and the interest form, which was 27.5 million and 45 million respectively, which surmounted up to 100 million naira, same as others are formed. But according to informations, you know, they said there is a certain percentage cuts for the youth. With these, Will youth, let me just say, how can youth reshape the political system of this country if something like this is coming up?
According to what I said, they can actually restructure things if they are given the opportunity to.
Okay.
If they are given the opportunity to, I think youths are the set of people that understand Nigeria better now, because they are the one actually operating in Nigeria as a whole. If they are given the opportunity, according to what you said, there's a share cut for them. But the problem is, how do they, even if they are given the opportunity to take the nomination from winning the primaries, what's the assurance that they are winning? Won't the people in government play them again and extract them out of government and take the hand back from the youth? That's the main problem we're having. It's not as if youth don't have this idea. I'll make reference to Showore. He's also a youth. It's not as if he's old like that, and it's not as if he's young, but we can also classify him as a youth, and he has ideas, he has things he wants to. Likewise, we have other youths out there that want to work. It's not about what they can. They have what they can do already before they can come out. They know Nigeria is facing a serious hardship, a serious problem out there. I was actually somewhere 2-3 days ago, and we had actually discussing poverty generally, and I was actually too disturbed that their main focus was on Nigeria as a whole. Why? And it's the youth that it's mainly affecting. It's affecting the youth seriously. So it's not as if they don't have something they can do. They already have it in mind that they need to change Nigeria by putting something. It's about the opportunity for them to get there.
Okay, if you are just joining us, this is our political circuit on AYOGEN TV. I've been having a very good conversation with David Ajiboye on youth in politics and 2023. I would like to go on a short break, then sit back as we come back and discuss much about the presidential nominees from both APC and PDP. From that, a short break. Like I said, we've been discussing about youth in politics, and David has made us to know that godfatherism, financials, and the political system, especially people at the parliamentary levels, are the one which is making the youths to draw backs in involving themselves in the political terrain of the country. But now we'll be discussing much about the two parties, let me say the two major parties presently that have been the talk of the town, which is APC and PDP. We have APC already has a 20 presidential aspirant jostling for this ticket, but the two parties are calling for either it should be south or the north. David, the question is, what is rotation policy zoning a good thing when it comes to the political system of this country? Is it good to zone any positions to any region? Because presently the two parties are clamoring. One is clamoring for north, one is clamoring for south. Even the south is now divided into two. We have the southwest and we have the south-south. Do you think zoning is the best option presently now?
Zoning, it's actually something that have actually been the controversy of, yes, the presidency should go to somewhere like this, the president should go to the northerners, the southerners, or the westerners. But what I would say is, Nigeria at the present time is actually going down, drowning. It doesn't matter where you go, it either goes to the northerners, or the westerners, or the southerners. We need someone that can actually change the direction of Nigeria's boat. Now, we are already drowning at the moment. It doesn't matter if it's from the person's an Hausa man or a Yoruba man or an Igbo man. Fine, this thing has actually always been our president.
But if you said it doesn't matter whether it is Hausa or Igbo, don't you think a region will be marginalized by not having access to get a say in the government?
Like I said, presently, our president is from is from was Fulani tribe. Vice president is from Yoruba. The person that came before was an Igbo person, Jonathan. The person before him was an Hausa man. So I don't think fine. There will be speculations and rumors and talks from people that yes, our tribe is being set out. Like that's one of the things that happened during the Niger Delta crisis. That our region is being set back on distribution of allocations and the likes. But at the same time, this set of people will be put in consideration. For the type of person coming in would know that yes, for the fact that I came here, this set of people need to be put in consideration. If you don't want another kind of steer in my government, you need to put, for instance, it comes back to the Igbos and the Hausas. Definitely, such president that is an Igbo person will know that you have to put the interest of the Yorubas in mind, in all sense, because he knows without them, he wouldn't have been there, because they gave him support also.
But looking at it presently now, North is the major, they have the major stakes because their population is much. Even both the Yorubas, the Igbos rely much on the North because we tend to get more votes from these people. Average farmers always have PVC. We that have elite people here, all they know is make mouth on social media. So that's the reason why I was contemplating that should we be zoning it, or we should just give it a dash the North because they have the necessary resources to make sure that people exercise their franchise at the poll.
If we put it that way, that's fine. We should just give it to the Hausas. I'm not saying we have people that are not going to perform well from the Hausas, but at the same time, if you think we should put it that way, definitely there is a high tendency or probability that we are going to be producing bad leaders term after term. Because the person might produce this time might be a good person, the person coming after might be a person that is after his own pocket. So I wouldn't put it that way that we should be giving to them completely. At the same time, we have to seek their support alongside the other ethnic groups, the Igbos and the Yorubas, because if it's going to be done that way, it's going to be, we are just going to be turning around.
In short, zoning is one of the best options.
One of the best.
We need to even consider.
Yes.
Okay, David, because our time is fast spent, presently the two party that we are talking presently, which is APC and PDP, let me say they are parading people who have already been in power. We have the likes of ex-ministers, ex-governors, and SGF, Senate President, and the likes. No youth is coming from this party. Are we not tired of having same faces in the government?
The way you are even saying it, it's not as if myself I'm not tired. People are there tired. They even go to the streets and ask people, they're always coming there over. Fine, people are actually tired. But at the same time, people must not be clouded with their tiredness. They need a change, something that can actually change the.
And this is what Buhari also promised Nigerian, that we need change.
Actually, we are not getting it. Fine, we are not getting it. But at the same time, the people won't be. They are fine. There's going to be people like, yes, we are tired of this government, we are tired of that. But at the same time, we are going to have people that will be like, yes, we need something. If this person is working, they don't care. If we are working generally, who gives a damn? Nobody is giving a damn about anything. As long as you are working for the people and making the people smile, making what they want come to place, they don't give a damn about it. Go to the market, go to the streets. As long as I'm making them happy, they don't.
Exactly. People are let me say, we have people who are very hungry, and people have been subjected to abject poverty. And now, looking at the crops of people parading themselves to want to contest for the president of this Federal Republic of Nigeria come next year, among them, who do you see is the best suitor to take the mantle of leadership from Buhari? Taking a look at the two parties.
That's actually a hard question to take, because if you see the set of people, they've actually been the set of people rotating the government over and over
again. Definitely.
President Oshibajo is the president and vice president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been a serving governor 8 years, good 8 years under. I think under
Atiku is also a vice president.
Peter Obi was in Anambra State.
State governors.
We are actually, if I said I should pick them one after the other, I actually attribute.
Okay, or let me put it this way. Well, who do you think People's Democratic Party should produce among Saraki, Tambuwal, and the likes to features against the APC stalwarts?
For me, I wouldn't want to pick mainly because of an ethnic group.
Okay.
I would, for me, I think the person that can actually try, because you can't be certain it's an election.
Sure,
so
definitely.
You can't be certain. Actually, probably, if it could be Saraki or Peter Obi, either of the two can actually face, quote unquote, stalwart of APC.
What do you think APC should field?
It's actually a very, very hard question today, because we have a lot of star players. Let me use the word star players in that team. You know, when you have a lot of star players, you don't know who to pick or to choose generally in your first 11. But for me, I wouldn't say much on that. I don't. For probably if another person can come into the picture, aside from the faces we've been seeing over the years, Ahmed Tinubu has always been a leader. We've always known him, vice president. He has always. Yes, okay. If another face can come in, another character entirely to be a protagonist, probably they can actually face the PDP.
Okay, that's very good. David has already made his own verdict, and that either Peter Obi or Bukola Saraki from PDP, but it's not certain of who to pick from the All Progressive Congress. I will be dropping our curtain on political circuits today. But till then, let me just admonish our viewers at home and every other Nigerians that it is high time we get our permanent voters card just to get to trial and exercise our franchise when the time comes. General election is knocking. Ekiti state election is coming, is fast approaching. The gubernatorial elections, while that of Osun will be coming up July this same year. But the general elections, which will feature the whole Nigerian, comes up 2023. I admonish every one of us to get our PVC. Someone like me, I have my PVC, and I'm very sure David has his own PVC. To David, your final words to our esteemed viewers at home.
Dear viewers, please, I'll actually advise, come any election, maybe it's in your state, this Osun State, probably even the presidential elections, please go out there. Do not lose belief in the fact that election is still working, because people have actually lost the belief.
They don't have belief in election.
Yes, they don't believe. Yes, even if you vote and over the set of people that are coming will come. We want. I will actually advise, go out there, still have this belief that the election is still working. Take your PVC out there. Vote for the person you want. Vote for the change you are willing to see out there. Thank you.
Until next week, that I will still come your way on political circuits. Adewusi Oladejabi. Have a nice day.